their drivers and other drivers are going to be trying to turn into their box with wet tires.
Waiting to see if the field gets the 1 to go signal here. They're getting the 1 to go signal, and then it will be a green-yellow situation. So we will start this race under the yellow and the green. The laps will count, but the drivers obviously will hold their positions.
I think the Dickies man got prematurely
Yeah.
green flag, don't you?
He's just rehearsing.
Oh, he's rehearsing. Okay, all right.
Now let's talk a little bit about this track, because it looks a lot like obviously Atlanta and Charlotte, but it's very different, and a lot of things the guys seem to talk about are the transitions off of turn 2 and off of turn 4.
Well, you know, if you were here with us yesterday when Kyle, we were explaining that, you know, like in Atlanta, you could just go barreling off down into the corner at 200+ miles per hour, and you had all that racetrack, you had all that banking to hold you. And it seems like here you don't have it. You go barreling off and you don't have that banking. It's real quick and you don't have it. It's not as secure when you go flying down in there. So, you know, right now, this track, especially yesterday, the groove was like about 1.5 lanes, and it started working up, and that's what we were hoping to see. And we'll see that, you know, in this race today. The groove will move up. In Atlanta, they were up on the top on the 2nd or the 3rd lap, and you won't see that here.
And now it's official, the green flag in the air here at Texas, but we do start under a green and yellow condition. The laps count. The drivers have to hold their positions on the racetrack. This basically gets us started, and we continue to work on drying the racetrack and pit road. Let's get an update from Dave Burns on Robbie Gordon's machine.
When these guys get on the grid and their cars are all lined up, the crews and the crew chiefs continue to look at them carefully. They're eyeballing the other competitors to see what they're running in the way of tape on their grills and everything. Sometimes they notice something amiss with the car, and that's what happened with Robbie Gordon's team. They saw that the left rear tire had a 3/4 inch rivet in the left rear tire. That'll make your tire go flat. They pointed it out to a NASCAR official. They allowed them to change that left rear tire without penalty, which is the case when you touch your car before you go racing here in a lot of cases. So NASCAR let him do that. They changed the left rear, and Robbie will start in his 9th place qualifying position.
And that's a good catch.
That is a good catch, and I'm sure that those guys behind Robbie Gordon are happy that he was able to change that tire. Dale Earnhardt Jr., some of those other fellows back there.
Been an interesting week for Robbie Gordon. Fined $15,000 for the driver, $10,000 fine for his crew chief, 50 driver and owner points, and put on probation until the end of the 2006 calendar year for actions detrimental to the sport. That all coming from the roll bar padding incident last week at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We offered Robbie a chance to discuss that with us, but he declined here this weekend in Texas. We're under green and yellow, the laps counting here at the Texas Motor Speedway, waiting to get that yellow flag withdrawn. Then we'll go full bore racing on NBC.